Karen here. I thought I'd put a little bit of a quick video on for you to describe really what postural alignment therapy is, because really it's not a very well known therapy in this country. It's been around for a long time, and there are about 2,000 of my compatriots worldwide, and there's clinics worldwide. But if I say to, if someone says to me, so what are you? Excuse my cat wandering around. Then I say a postural alignment therapist. They go, oh, right, what's that? And to be honest, to try and explain in sort of a few sentences is quite difficult. So anyway, I put this together so that it does explain, even though you might have seen the website, you might have seen my Facebook pages or page, and it might explain a little bit more about it. So the first thing that people do is generally when I say postural alignment specialist, everybody goes, oh, okay, right. Or they stand up straighter. It's the sort of the natural thing that you associate with posture, isn't it? Just standing up straight and having your shoulders back and your head up and all that sort of stuff, and not slouching. Well, inevitably, that is the first thing that springs to mind. My cat's going to take precedence over what I'm saying, I can see it. But that's not really the nuts and bolts. It might be the outcome. Well, it will be the outcome. But the two words that always come to mind are pain and imbalance. And pain can come from a body that's imbalanced, and of course vice versa. And with balance and imbalance, what I don't mean is imbalance as in you can't stand on one leg. I mean balance that comes from muscle length and tension. And these are tensions that come from the compensated patterns of movement that your body, or more importantly your brain, has become used to over time. And they will become dysfunctional patterns of movement. Now, they might seem normal to you, and they come from over time from patterns of movement in your working life. You may be a manual worker and may have warehouse duties that are very repetitive. You may be a professional sports player. You may be sitting at a desk all day and driving in a cab and doing hours on the road. So there's lots of things that put us in a position for a long period of time that make the body compensate into some patterns of movement. And once that happens, then the body compensates and the dysfunctional patterns start to kick in. And that's when your body starts giving you signals, little things that things aren't right, aches and pains that sort of are starting to crop up more frequently, that you're having to take painkillers for something and it's starting to get, again, more frequent. You might have to have more interventions or go and see the doctor because of stuff. But it's these little changes that we ignore, we tend to ignore until they get too bad, and then we have to obviously do something about them. And things like plantar fasciitis, bunions, carpal tunnel syndrome, sciatica, that's a great one, tennis elbows, disc herniations, bursitis in the joints, lots of signals going on, and your body telling you that things are wrong. And that's telling us that muscle length and tensions have changed, and because muscles move bones, our skeleton then adapts to these changes. So it loses its balance, and that's our blueprint design that keeps us functional. If you think of a ladder, and if you go out to the shed to get your ladder to do some work, and you look at it, and the rungs that are meant to be nice and right-angled are not, one is possibly down there, maybe a side is bowed in, you would not want to climb that ladder. It wouldn't be a safe structure for you to balance on. And that's what happens to the body. If you think of the body in the same way, the two uprights, your two shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your major joints form the uprights, and of course the rungs are formed by the pair of the joint. So if you're walking around or sitting and one shoulder's dropped or one's elevated or something, then if you count that as the rung of the ladder, then of course that deviation there has to affect this deviation here, and of course that deviation affects what happens down the chain, because the body is a unit, so it has to react to what happens here. So if you were the ladder, would you think that your body is now balanced? No. So we need to readdress all this line so that everything works together. So what postural alignment therapy does is use tailored exercises, and that puts correct tensions back into the body to get the muscles to do the jobs that they are meant to be doing. And it stops muscles doing more work than they should be doing because perhaps muscles have switched off. So you see, it's a little bit more than standing up straight. So because this isn't a hands-on therapy, I'm sitting in my consultancy room now, but this works very well on all the virtual applications like Zoom or Facebook or FaceTime or Skype. Assessments and consultations can be done quite easily through those applications. And so if you are in pain, please don't live with it. There are alternatives like this around. So whether it's your foot or your knee, your back, your shoulder, your wrist, your hand, your hip, whatever it might be, try not to rely on painkillers, and let's try and do something about it. If you are the sort of person that likes to take control of your destiny and you like to help yourselves, you're in tune with your body, you know what works and what doesn't, what hurts and what doesn't, then postural alignment therapy could be just the thing for you to get you off those dreadful painkillers and out of pain like it has for so many people. And I'm holding these sheets of paper because they're testimonials. Now there's stuff on my website, there's stuff on the Facebook page, but there's all these as well, all of people that have gained benefits from postural alignment therapy. Couple here, helped long-term back pain problems to the point where I rarely need painkillers. I was on 8 a day. The strength and balance have improved vastly. Much improved flexibility, no longer wear arch supports in my shoes and have no pain in my heels. My body awareness is greatly enhanced, and day to day, pain-free is wonderful. And all those are pretty much the same thing. So please don't live with pain and discomfort. It really, really is not necessary. I'm here for advice. If what I'm saying now is still not enough and you want to learn more and you want to see how applicable it is to you and if it would work for you in your circumstances, then please let me know through these pages on my website. I am here to help. Thank you very much.